Hello and welcome to Dart tutorial. In this video you will learn about named constructor in Dart. If you are from another programming language, for example Java, C++, there you can create multiple constructor with the same name. But in Dart that is not possible. But there is the way you can just use named constructor. Okay, this is very easy and very interesting. Let me share my screen and let's see a demo. Okay, here you can see named constructor in Dart. In most of the programming languages like Java, C++, C#, we can create multiple constructor with the same name, but in Dart this is not possible. Okay, let's try it out. I'll create one class called, I'll say computer.dart. Okay, let me create a class computer, or I will create a class called add. Okay, this is responsible to add two numbers, integer n1, integer n2. Okay, now let's create constructor. I'll say add, and I'll say this dot n1 comma this dot n2. Okay, now this is fine. Okay, this is constructor, and if you want to create another constructor, then this is not possible here. Okay, if I move my cursor here, this will say unnamed constructor is already defined. Okay, this type of message you can see here. Okay, this is not possible in that, but in other programming languages, just like in Java, in C++, and in C#, you can create a same constructor with the constructor has the name same name as class name, but you can write a different parameters here. But this is not possible in that. In that, you need to create a named constructor for that. Okay, now let's see how we can create a named constructor. Just write dot and your constructor name. Okay, if you want to create, okay, I will write integer n1, integer, I'll say n3 also. Okay, n3 also, number 3 also, and I'll write question mark here, and let me create another constructor. I'll say add dot 3 number, or add dot num3. Okay, I'll say this one, and I will pass this dot n1 comma this dot n2 comma this dot n3. Okay, this default constructor, this is not a default constructor. This parameterized constructor takes two parameter, and this named constructor with parameter, this contains 3 parameters. Okay, now let's create a main method, void main, and if you want to add two numbers, okay, I'll say add a is equal to add, okay, I'll say 10, 20. Okay, what if I want to get the result? Okay, we need to create a method also, void display sum, or I'll say just say display, and I will print, okay, integer n2, and okay, let's say if n3 is equal to null. If n3 is equal to null, then n3 is equal to 0. Okay, okay, now I'll say var or integer sum is equal to n1 plus n2 plus n3. Okay, okay, here is some issue. Now let's solve this issue. Okay, you need to write colon here, n1, n2 and n3. Okay, you will understand the concept of this exclamation, not colon, exclamation in our null safety section. Okay, now I will just print the sum is $sum. Okay, now let's print the value of sum. Okay, if I run this program, our program name is computer.dart. Okay, now let's run the program. Dart computer.dart. Okay, here you can see the sum is 30 got printed. If I want to use the name constructor, then I need to use add.num3. Okay, I need to also pass one more value here. I'll say 50, and if I run this program, here you can see 80 got printed. In this way, you can use named constructor in Dart. In Flutter, it is mostly used for here you can see you can also use named constructor with this optional parameter and named parameter. Okay, if you want to use a named parameter here, then you need to write this curly bracket. Okay, if I write curly bracket, then I need to also pass this n1, n2, n3, n1, n2, and n3. Okay, this is also a good idea. Okay, this makes your code more readable. Okay, now let's see a real life example. Okay, here you can see there is one class person. Okay, this example will help you while working on Flutter. Okay, I'll create a one class called, okay, here is class called person. Let's create a class called person. Okay, class person. Okay, let's write properties. Okay, our properties are, let's see, name and age. Okay, I will say string name and I will say integer age. Okay, and you need to write a question mark here. Okay, now let's create a constructor. Okay, I'll create a constructor person and say this dot name, this dot age. Okay, now this is also fine. This is constructor. Let's create another constructor. That another constructor is person dot from Json. Okay, I'll say constructor and I will say person dot from Json. You can write anything here. I'm writing from Json, and let's pass map of string and dynamic and give. Okay, let's pass map of string dynamic and name it as JSON. Okay, I'll pass it map of string dynamic. We already discussed about map in our previous section. Okay, now let's do it. Name is equal to JSON name and age is equal to JSON age. Okay, just I set the value of name is equal to JSON name and set the value of age is equal to JSON age. Okay, this name and this age. Okay, now let's write our main method. Void, I'll say main because this is the main method, and let's write one simple JSON. Okay, this is JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. Okay, I'll just write it string JSON string 1, and this is the simple JSON, and we need to parse this JSON. Okay, now let's parse this JSON and we need to pass it to here. Okay, to parse we need to use JSON decode. Okay, now I will say var post JSON is equal to JSON decode, and I will say JSON string 1. Okay, JSON string 1, and let me create a person object. Person p1 is equal to person dot from JSON. I will pass the post JSON here, and let me print p1 dot name. Okay, now let's see the output. What will happen? Dot person dot dot. Okay, here you can see Vishwaraj got printed. This is JSON. Okay, JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. If you want to learn JSON, then you can go to this technology channel and just click on learn JSON, and here you will find all the information about JSON. If you want to be the expert on Flutter, then you must have the knowledge of JSON. Okay, in the after some time I will also create a Flutter tutorial, and there you will see the live demonstration, okay, more clearly. And this is also very useful. I hope you understood this concept. If you haven't understood this concept, then go to our previous section and watch the map video. Okay, now here is one challenge. Try to create a class car with 3 properties: name, color and price, and one method display which print out the values of 3 properties. Create a constructor which takes 3 parameters. Create a name constructor which only take 2 parameters, name and color. Create object of the class from both of the constructor and call the method display. Okay, please try this question, and if you solve this, then comment down below. And if you have any question, then also comment down below. I will help you. And thank you so much for watching this video up to the very end, and I will see you.